yoga practice. So I don't know about you, but I have found during this pandemic time that I am sitting a whole lot more, and my hips are tight, my hips are sore. So in this practice, we're going to be working on hips. And with a lot of sitting, most of us are also working with like an external rotation to the hips. So if you're sitting in a chair, you usually notice like the knees are wider and the hips are then having this external rotation, and it just can get a little tight in there. So lots of the things we do add to tightness in our hips. So we're going to be doing some work with internal rotation of the legs and a little more stretching of the outer hips to try to just balance things out. So as we get started, we're going to start down on the back. If you want to have props close by for later, I always have a block in my blankets handy just in case. And then come down onto your back. You can start with the knees bent, feet on the floor if that feels better. Extend your legs long if you prefer. Arms resting wherever they land comfortably. And letting the shoulders relax, eyes can close. If you prefer to just gaze up at the ceiling or sky if you're outside, feel free to do so. And take a deep breath in and sigh it out. And take another deep breath in and let it go. And give yourself just a few deep breaths here to land. Letting the events of your day and your week so far swirl and settle in the body. Pressing pause on whatever's going on off of your mat. Tuning inside, seeing what's showing up. Take 4 more deep breaths right here. And as you breathe deeply, feeling that stretch through the lungs, the ribs, start to notice what's showing up in the body today. How do your hips feel? Is there any tightness in your hips? Noticing if there are any other places that feel sensitive or might need a little extra attention. Becoming aware of the mind and the pace of the thoughts and your energy as you start your practice. Take 1 more deep breath in and let it go. And bring one hand to heart center, one hand to belly. Sending thanks, sending gratitude for whatever got you on your mat today. And then start to extend your legs out long, reach the arms overhead, stretch from fingers to toes, and one long body stretch. And as you inhale, reach a little further through one foot and the other, one arm and the other. Give the fingers and toes a little wiggle. Inhale, reach further. Exhale, arms come out and down, hug your knees in towards you. And just start to rock side to side, massaging out the back. And you can bring the knees further away if you want to feel more pressure and massage low down in the back. If you hug your knees in closer, it'll be more low mid-back region. So you can fine tune the spots that need a little more pressure, a little more massage. Oh, there's my spot. And with a hand on each knee, circle the knees away from each other. Starting to get into the hips, noticing how the hips feel in this movement. Going one way and then the other. And then keeping your right leg hugged in, extend your left leg long along the floor again. Seeing how much of the leg you can extend out and starting to feel a little more stretch at the top of the leg. Relax the shoulders, let your head be heavy. Begin by just circling through the right ankle, moving around through the toes, taking the circles one way and then the other. And then moving just the right knee around. And if you want to keep it gentler, you want to keep it smaller movements, hands can stay on the knee. If you prefer a bit more range of motion, let the hands go and let the knee roam free. Just warming up through the right hip, circling one way and then the other. And then pause and center. Right hand stays at the knee, left arm comes out to the side, and open the knee up to the right. So in this kind of position, you kind of feel that external rotation of the leg. And this is the position that, not necessarily this position, but your leg is usually off to the side here. When we're driving, when we're sitting, the leg is usually open to the side. And then bring the leg back to center, switch the hand, so the left hand comes to the knee, right hand out, and draw the knee over to the left. And you may start to feel a little stretch into that right outer hip as you twist here. So getting a little more length through the outside of the hip, down the outside of the thigh. Take a deep breath in and side out. And this is the kind of stretch and length we're going to be working on getting today. And then come back to center, hug the leg in. And then extend the leg long, interlacing the hands behind your leg, knees staying as bent as it needs to. Stretch up through the foot, anchor the hip down, opening up through the back of the leg. Then again, circle through the ankle, one way and the other. You may feel that stretch into the heel even. And then start to bend the knee, and then inhale, extend the leg long. Exhale, bend it in, inhale long. One more time, bend it in, and take it long. Right hand stays with the leg, left arm out again, and start to open the leg up to the right. Getting more stretch through the inner seam of the leg, the inner thigh. Press out through the heel, spread your toes nice and wide, relax the shoulders. That right elbow is on the floor as a little kickstand for your leg if you prefer. Then as you inhale, bring the leg up. Right arm comes out and start to cross to the left. Oh my goodness, and this is where I definitely feel that stretch down the outside of the thigh and the outer hip. Hello, IT band. So take a deep breath in. Let it go. One more breath like this. And release. Inhale, leg comes up. Oh. And then bring the leg down. Sweep the arms overhead again, stretching your fingers down to your toes, giving them a wiggle. Exhale, arms out and down. Hug your left leg in, reaching out through your right foot. Relax the shoulders, head is heavy. And again, start with just the ankle moving, circling around. Taking it one way and then the other. Moving through the foot and the toes. And then moving into the knee, circle the knee around. Starting to warm up through the hips some more. Keeping it smaller, gentler movements if you keep the hand on the knee. If you want more range of motion, hands can move, let the knee roam free. Noticing what you feel in your left hip here. Taking the circles one way and then the other. And then pause and center. Left hand stays with the knee, right arm out to the side, open the knee up. Then a stretch through the inner seam of the leg. So we do knee bent and then we do knee straight. Inhale back to center. Right hand on the knee, left arm out to the side and start to cross, gently twisting. Maybe you feel a little stretch here into the outer left hip, down the outer left thigh. Those spots that can get shorter and tighter on us if we're sitting a lot. center. Interlace the hands behind the knee and reach the foot up high. And again, that knee can stay as bent as it needs to. Even with a bent knee though, can you stretch through the foot and anchor the hip down? Exhale, bend the knee, draw the leg towards you. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, draw it in. And again, extend long and draw it in. Last time, extend long. Right arm comes out to the side and start to open your left leg up to the left. Left hand supporting the leg, elbow on the floor like a little kickstand. Relax the shoulders. Stretch out through both feet so your right leg isn't asleep here either. Relax the jaw. Inhale back to center. Left arm comes out and start to cross that leg over to the right. And again, start to feel that zing maybe down the outside of the thigh. Say hello to your outer hip. IT band down the outer side of the thigh. Eek. Tight, tight, tight today. Inhale back up. And release the leg down. Sweep the arms overhead again, stretch your fingers down to toes, give them a little wiggle. Exhale, arms out and down, hug the legs in towards you. Rock a bit side to side once more, noticing if the low back or the hips feel any different, having moved around a little bit. My low back is a little happier now. And then keeping the knees hugged in, begin to rock up and down the length of the spine. So you're rocking all the way up to a seat and back down. And then option, if this just doesn't feel good today, feel free to just roll over to one side. Gently help yourself up to a seat. We'll be there in a moment. One more time, rock down and back up. And finding a comfortable position, either sitting cross-legged, back on the heels, use any props you might like. Hands on the thighs and start to take some big circles through the torso. Just taking it all the way around. Feeling into the hips, the low back, as well as the spine, the rib cage, the sides of the body. Or circling the other direction as well. Just paying attention to how your body feels as you move here. So if you're not moving around as much as you were before all of this happened, before the pandemic, just being gentle with the body. It might feel a little different. So my practice is way less than it used to be because I'm not teaching classes, and so my body just feels different. And can we accept the body as it shows up today, knowing that tomorrow it might be totally different. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale, arc open, look up. Exhale, curl in, draw the belly button towards spine, chin towards chest. Inhale, arc open, look up. Exhale, curl it in. And again, arc open and curl. One more time, just moving through the spine. And curl in. Come back to a neutral spine. Unwind your legs. Give them a little shake out. Point and flex through the toes. Bend the knees, taking the feet nice and wide apart. Knees sway side to side. A little windshield wiper of the legs. Back into the hips. Next time the legs come over to the right, pause there, sitting up a little taller. Hand comes to the left hip and let the hip rise and fall. Just feel the femur head moving around in the hip socket. Getting a little bit more lubrication as you move around here, moving the bone in the socket. And then come back through center, knees sway side to side. And take it over to the left, sitting up taller, hand on the right hip, and let the hip rise and fall. A little bit more movement through the hip. Just taking it easy. Come back through center. Bring the feet over to one side and bring yourself up into a tabletop position. And as you find your tabletop, as always, feel free to place extra cushioning down if you need, if you want a blanket under the knees, if your wrists are feeling sensitive, working on fists, or rolling the edge of the mat up so the heels of the hands are elevated. And get long through the spine, hips pull back, crown of the head reaches out in front of you. Roll the shoulders away from your ears, get longer through the neck. Sweep the feet to the right, look over your shoulder at your feet, little stretch through the left side of the body. Come back to center and over to the other side. And center and to the right. And center and to the left. Come back through center. Take your right leg back, curling the toes under, and press right through the heel, stretch out the calf. Pressing the hands away from you to get a little more stretch into the back of the leg. Take a deep breath in, and side out. And shake the head a bit here, yes and no. Let the head just hang. And then your next inhale, lift the right leg off the floor, have it parallel to the floor. Reaching out through the foot, extend through the crown of the head again, one long line of energy. As you inhale, the foot comes higher. Exhale, draw knee to nose, coil in. Inhale, extend long, and draw knee to nose. And extend long, and draw knee to nose. Again, stand long. And this time, bring your right knee to your right elbow. And extend long. And then cross right knee to left elbow. Inhale long. Exhale, knee to nose. And again, extend long. Right knee to right elbow. And long. Right knee to left elbow. Extend long. And draw knee to nose. Pause there. Press the foot, or the floor rather, away from you with your hands, curled up through the spine. Draw the knee a little closer to your nose, and then hook it, bloop, in front of the left leg. So the knees are going to stay close. Right knee is crossed in front of left. With the knees close, flick your feet further apart from each other, and begin to pull the hips back. Inhale, rock forward, so you're just easing in and out. And rock back. Your outer hips might be saying hello to you at this point. Just rocking in and out, nice and easy. One more time, come forward. And take it back. Hips pull back. Let the hips get heavier towards the floor. They may still just be hovering in the air. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, the jaw. If the wrists are sensitive, you can even turn your palms up for a little bit. Give the hands a break fully. And then turn the palms face down. Inhale up. Unwind the legs. Come back to your tabletop. Rock the hips a bit side to side. The more you take them to one side than the other, the more of a stretch you'll feel into the outer hips. Back to center. Inhale, arc open. Exhale, curl. And arc open. And curl. Coming back to neutral tabletop. Extend your left leg back. Toes curl under. Press back to the heel. Press the hands away from you for more stretch into the back of the leg. You can just let the head hang here, taking a deep breath in and side out. Shaking the head a bit, yes and Inhale, extend long. Exhale, coil in. And again, extend long and draw it in. Inhale, reach through the foot. This time as you exhale, draw left knee to left elbow. Boop. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, cross left knee towards right elbow. Boop. And extend long. And knee to nose. Inhale, long. And again, left knee, left elbow. Extend long. Left knee, right elbow. Extend long. And knee to nose. Pause there. Press the floor away. Curl up through the spine some more. Draw your knee a little closer to your nose. And then just flick that left foot in front of the right. Have it land. Knees stay close. Right knee behind your left. Flick the feet further apart from each other and begin to pull the hips back to that space between your feet. Inhale as you rock forward. Exhale, take it back. And rock forward. And take it back. Just ease into this. Say hello to your outer hips. And rock forward. And back. And then just hanging out here, let your hips get heavier towards the floor. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. Again, if the wrists are sensitive, you can even turn the palms up. Give the hands a full break. And then turn the palms face down again. Inhale, come up. Unwind the legs, come back to your tabletop. Sway the hips side to side, knowing the more you take the hips to one side or the other, the more stretch you'll feel down the outside of the hip and the leg. Pause and center. Walk your hands forward. Inhale, come forward, lower down onto your belly. Extend back through the toes. Roll the shoulders back. Hands are still down by the sides of the chest. Start to lift the head, shoulders, heart. Hands come off the floor. The gaze is right down the nose, so it's not straight down, nor are you looking out in front of you. Stay nice and long through both the throat and the back of the neck. Exhale, release down. Inhale again, lift head, shoulders, heart. Hover the hands. And lower down. One more time, coming up like that. Hover the hands. Stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. As you inhale, maybe lift a little higher and lower down. Make a pillow with your hands, rest the head, bend the knees, bring the feet in the air and sway the feet side to side. Let go of any tightness, any tension in your hips or low back. And then gently release the legs down. Hands come to land by the sides of the chest again. Press yourself on up to a tabletop. Take your knees wide, big toes to touch. Reach the hips back for heels, child's pose. Taking a deep breath in here. And side out. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Inhale, come on up. Bring the knees right underneath the hips again. Extend your right leg back. Exhale, draw right knee to nose. Pause. And then you're going to take your right leg, cross it in front of the left, like we just did. And then take your left leg, extend back. Draw it in and cross it in front of the right. So you're going to keep doing this crisscrossing motion with the legs all the way to the top of your mat. And if today is one of those days where you're like, the space between the floor, my legs, and my arms is really tight and small, you can take handy blocks if you have them at whatever height, and that'll just give you more space to work in, might make it a little easier to get those legs crossing. When you get all the way to the top, you're going to take it backwards. So that front leg is going to come crisscross behind. Front leg comes and crosses behind. Either keeping the hands on blocks if that feels better, or hands on the floor, crisscross behind. Go all the way to the back of your mat. Crisscross, crisscross. When you get the back, pause, and then cross forward. Just a couple more till you get to the center. Uncross the knees, sway a bit side to side. Curl the toes under, reach the hips back again. In this variation on the child's pose, with the toes curled under so you're stretching through the bottoms of the feet. Deep breath in, side out. Then walk your hands towards your knees, keeping the toes curled under. Lift the knees off the ground. Heels come down, hips lift high, fold over the legs in a standing forward fold. Knees can bend as much as they need to. Let the whole torso relax here. Shoulders are soft, head is heavy. And shake the head, yes, yes, yes. And no, no, no. Bending the knees, begin to roll on up. Take your time to get there. Coming all the way to the top. When you reach the top, just do some shoulder rolls. Inhale, arms stretch tall. Hold your left wrist, pull over to the right. Inhale up. Hold right wrist, pull over to the left. And up. Arms come out and down. Inhale, arms up. Hold the left, pull over to the right. And up. Hold right over to the left. Inhale up. Arms come out and down. This time bend the knees. Bring the hands to the low back. Straighten the legs. Press the hips forward. Heart lifts up. Big stretch to the front body. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold. Hands slide down the legs. And come halfway up. And release. Bend the knees. Bring the hands down. Walk yourself forward, lowering your knees back to a tabletop. Then step your right foot through. Sink your hips a little lower, feeling some more stretch to the front of the back leg. Left hand stays down on the floor or a block. Right hand comes to your right knee. Pressing into the knee twist. Getting that twisting quality through the spine. Relax the neck and shoulders, taking the gaze wherever feels best for your neck. So you can experiment a bit here with where you want your head to go. Right hand can stay on the knee, or you can reach it up high if that feels good, stretching through the fingers. Maybe pulling that arm back some more. More stretch into the front of the shoulder and into the chest. And then gently release down. Hands framing that front foot. Pull your hips back, moving your hands back. Flex the toes towards you. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Then step your right foot back. Left foot comes forward. Walk your hands forward. Knee down lunge. Getting that stretch to the front of the back leg. Relax the shoulders away from ears. Right hand on the floor or your block. Left hand to the left knee. Pressing into the knee, twist. Gazing out over that top shoulder. Taking the head in whatever direction feels best for your neck. If the hand isn't comfortable on the floor here, if that's causing any sensitivity in your wrist, feel free to take this on the fist as well. And then an option to extend that left arm high, stretching up through the fingers, maybe pulling the arm back a little bit more. And as you exhale, hand comes down, both hands framing that front foot. Pull the hips back, walk your hands back, flex the toes to meet you. off the ground. Bending the back knee, hop the back foot to meet the front. So you're at the top of your mat, hanging in a standing fold. Shake the head, yes and no. Inhale, halfway up with the flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll all the way up. Take your time to get there. You can just do some little wiggles, some shakes as you come up. Oh, blah, blah, blah. All right, playing with some balance here. So standing at the front still, I'll just turn so you can see. Standing on your right foot, come to the tippy toes of your left. So just feeling that balance already. Noticing if in standing on your right foot, did the hip pop out? If that's the case, can you draw the leg back in, the hip back in? And then bend that standing knee, so you can still play with your balance a bit here. Cross left leg over right. Your choice if balance is tricky today, keep the toes down so you have a little bit of a kickstand. Otherwise, you can just hug the foot to the outside of the leg, or you can hook the toes behind if your foot does that. Maybe the arms are out if you just need a little balancing help. If you're feeling pretty good, you can add the arms on. So the right arm is going to cross under the left. Keep going till either the backs of the hands touch or palms touch. Sink a little deeper. Whoa, pull the hips back. Hugging everything towards the midline, legs hugging, arms hugging. Feeling that internal rotation of the legs. Little stretch into the outer hips. Deep breath in. Let it go. As you inhale, begin to unwind, unpretzel the arms and legs. Find your balance. You're at the front here. Right foot is down. Step that left foot way back. Woo. Landing in a high lunge. Feet are hip distance or a little wider apart. Arms sweep tall. Relax the shoulders down the back as you reach up through fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, stretch the fingers. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Take a deep breath here. Then as you exhale, twist to your right, either bringing the elbow to land on top of the thigh, or you may be able to hook it to the outside of your right knee. Just make sure if you're hooking it that you're not pushing your knee out of alignment towards the center. So you want your knee to stay right over the middle toes. Other options here, you can stay like this with the back knee up. You can drop that back knee down. If the arm doesn't want to twist that far, you can also take it, hand on the hip, left hand on the outside of the knee to help you twist. All sorts of ways to do this. The only idea really here is you're twisting around, you're getting that length through the outside of the leg. However you want to modify it, feel free to do so. Take one more breath in whatever variation. Let it go. So if you have the knee up, you're going to unwind. If you have the knee down, you're going to unwind. Reach up tall. Bring the hands to the hips. If you have the knee down, bring the hands to the floor, lift the knee up. Bending that back knee, hop the back foot to meet the front. And do some big circles through the hips. Notice the difference in the two sides. Go one way and then the other. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, out and down. And starting to balance on the other side, so you're going to lift your right toes up, balancing on your left leg. Playing here, notice if that hip popped out, hug it back in. And then start to bend your knee more. Making a little shelf to cross your right leg over left. Toes can stay down. It's totally okay if balance is a little off today. Or you can lift that foot off, hug it towards the outside of the shin, or hooking it if your foot does that. Arms can stay out wide to help with balance here. If you want to add the arms, say crisscross in front, left goes under right. Whoa. Keep going till either the backs of the hands touch or palms touch. Hips pull back, sink down a little lower. Breathe here. Notice if in trying to balance, if you stop breathing, take a breath. Allow for little wibbles and wobbles. Oh. And as you inhale, start to unwind slowly. Unpretzel arms and legs, facing the front, so your left foot. Reach those right toes way back. Land in a high lunge. Arms stretch up tall. You did it. Ta-da! Relax the shoulders, stretch up through fingers. Deep breath in. Let it go. At this point, if you want to drop your knee down already, feel free to do so. Take one more breath in. Exhale, palms come together in front of the heart. Deep breath. Exhale, twist to your left. Elbow either to the thigh or hooking to the outside of the knee. Back knee staying off the ground or dropping down. Other option for a twist is knee down, hand on the outside of the knee, right hand to the hip. This also works with the knee up. So whatever modification works for you, breathing where you've landed. Make sure that front knee isn't being pushed out of alignment. One more deep breath in. Let it go. To come out of this, if your knee is down, hands come to the floor. If your knee is up, untwist. Everyone untwisting. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, arms out and down. Bring hands to hips. Tipping yourself forward, bend that back knee. Hop the foot in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. And take some circles through the hips. Going one way and then the other. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. As you breathe in, come halfway up, sliding the hands to shins or thighs, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Bending your knees, hands come down to touch, and lowering yourself all the way down to your seat. Don't stop there, come all the way to your back. Pause for a moment, feeling how good it is to be back on the floor. Knees bent, feet on the floor, relax the shoulders. Let the muscles along the spine soften down. Allow the head to be heavy. Just let the head flop a bit side to side. Relax through the neck. Pause with the head in center. Walk your feet further apart. Knees sway side to side. Pause with the knees over to the right. Let your legs just get heavier down towards the floor, allowing gravity to assist you here. Feeling that stretch into your left hip. Noticing any tightness, any places that feel tense. And can you breathe into them, encouraging them to soften even just a little bit. On your next inhale, bring the legs back to center, and then take them over to the left. Hanging out there, let the legs get heavier. Soften the shoulders, whole body just melting into the floor. Feeling that stretch into your right hip. As you inhale back to center, extend the legs long. Reach the arms overhead, stretch from fingers to toes, giving them a little wiggle. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms out and down. Hug your knees in towards you again. Rocking a bit side to side, massage out the back. With a hand on each knee, circle the knees away from each other, getting to the hips again. How do they feel now, having done a lot of work on them? One way and then the other. And then bring the feet down onto the floor, knees stay bent. Right foot comes and lands on the left leg, and either staying like that or hugging the legs in towards you more for a figure four stretch. Getting into that right hip area, glute again. Noticing if you can keep your back nice and flat on the floor. So noticing if the hips lift off, or if the heads lift off, or both. Can you lengthen the hips down, reach the head back down, long through the spine. Pay attention to your right knee. And if there's any discomfort in the knee, it's a good indication you've gone a little too far into the stretch. Back out of it. You can stay still or you can bring a little sway. Find the juiciest spot for your stretch here. Oh. And then breathing into that. Come back to center. If you've swayed over, bring your left foot down, right foot touches down, and just sway the knees side to side. Pausing in center again, left foot to the right leg, either staying there or hug the legs in for a deeper figure four stretch. Feeling that stretch into your right outer hip and glute, or your left outer hip and glute. Paying attention to the knee if there's any discomfort, and staying nice and long through the spine. Either staying still in this stretch if you found a good spot, or you can sway if you want to bring a bit more movement in or find a different spot. Breathe, relax, release where you can. And come back to center. Right foot comes to land, left foot comes to land. Knees sway side to side. Pausing in center once more. Hug your knees in. Little squeeze as you rock side to side, massage out the back. Inhale, hug everything in. Exhale, explode wide into a final relaxation, Shavasana pose. Whatever works for you here. So arms can be down by the sides with the palms up. You can let yourself just starfish open. If it feels better to rest on your side or your belly, feel free to do so. And take any props that makes this feel comfy, cozy. Make any final adjustments to your position. Allow the eyes to close or just find a soft gaze point. Deep breath in, fill the body from the feet all the way to the top of your head. Exhale, side out. Take another deep breath in. And let it go. Find rest. Take some time to recharge. Letting the benefits of your practice find their way inside. here as long as you like, for however long you have. If you need to continue on, start to bring some more attention back to the breath. Taking a fuller, more energizing breath in, and a soft, smooth breath out. Bring little natural movements back into the body. It may start with a wiggling of fingers and toes. There may be a stretch calling your name. Bend one knee and the other, bring the feet back to the floor. Let your head gently flop side to side. Then turn on over to one side and rest there on your side with the knees drawn in. Bottom arm can be used as a pillow if that's more comfortable. Noticing the quality, the feeling that's present here. And thinking of the feeling, the quality you'd like the rest of your day to have. Keeping that with you as you gently start to help yourself back on up to a comfortable seat. Eyes staying closed or just having a soft, fuzzy gaze as you come all the way up. Once you find your seat, pause, tune in. Notice any shifts or changes having gone through your practice. How do those hips feel? Bring one hand to heart center, other hand stacks on top of it. And bowing the head towards hands and heart, thank yourself for showing up, for playing yoga today, and giving yourself some time on your mat. Inhale the head back up. And bow to the wonder and wisdom within you. Namaste. I hope this practice leaves you feeling well and that you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, bye.